the weird part is it turns out he was like chopped up in the walls of the house, and eventually she finds his skeleton, but then she can like do
Did she
something.
fuck the skeleton?
I don't remember. I think I probably would have remembered that.
Like I'm asking questions of 5-year-old.
He was Irish?
Does she have sex with a skeleton?
I believe it was Irish or Scottish, and it was it was about a writer.
Does the skeleton have a boner?
Oh, Mr. Bone Man got a boner.
Okay. Hi, hello. Is everyone doing okay? Good, because I'm not at all. I'm sad. Hey, welcome to DTS, aka the Dirty Talk Show. On this podcast, we talk about fuck, we talk about drugs, we talk about romance, we talk about love, we talk about crippling depression. All insightfully, respectfully, and casually. Right? The secret is that this is usually just ends up being therapy for me, Zach Weber. I'm the host of the show. Hey, hi. And fuck you if you have a problem with that. You don't have to fucking keep listening. You can stop. Stop now. Go ahead. Just stop listening. Just stop listening. I don't care. I'll wait. Okay, so tonight, and it's nighttime, we're going to be doing an erotic interpretation of a scene from the Bill Murray, Andy McDowell vehicle Groundhog Day, which is my father's favorite movie. So, Dad, this one's for you. I think.
Papa.
Maybe it shouldn't be. Papa, do you like my erotica? I really hope my dad doesn't listen to this. Okay, I'm clearly not doing well, but we're going to focus on my guest today instead of allowing my emotional stream of consciousness to take hold. My guest is Addy Cahill, who is my bandmate and one of my oldest friends in the world and one of my favorite people in the world. We've known each other for how long now?
Oh, goodness. Oh.
Is it 13 years?
About 13 years.
So we've both watched each other in
The shower. What?
the shower.
That's weird.
Remember that part? No. We both watched each other in relationships, seen each other, but we've never dated each other, which is funny because I feel like, especially recently, I think it's because we're like working so intimately and we do so many social things together. Like people we don't know are like, you guys should really, think about. Like,
yeah.
There's one friend of our friend who was like,
who's convinced that we were absolutely in love.
Meant to
that
be.
We were in total.
yeah,
Oh,
people are already
thank
shipping us.
you.
We're being shipped before we're even setting sail.
Shipped and stand.
What does that mean?
That was pretty good.
I'm-
Shipping.
I'm
Shipping is
so naive.
Oh,
Okay.
you gotta. Oh, this is a fun thing.
Actually, you should explain it in depth for everyone.
The easy definition is in fandoms online, people will convince themselves that like members of a band or characters on a show are like in a relationship or like meant to be together. Or they at least fantasize and make fanfic about that stuff.
Oh.
Often anime interpretations of like One Direction. Like that's probably the most common.
I think the thing that always bugs me when people are like, "Oh, you guys should be together." It's like we already are. We're not together like that. We are, but there is a closeness. Like there's no two different kinds of relationships. There can be intimacy that exists, especially emotional intimacy that exists within relationships that are not necessarily romantic, or even romance that exists in relationships that are not exclusive, monogamous, sexual relationships.
It's such a human thing to like really want people to be in relationships just because they're in love. It's like you can have like very real, true, like even like romantic feelings for a person and not like be meant to be together. It's not like it's this rule that humanity's decided that I think is starting to break a little bit.
I almost prefer my friendships to be romantic. Like I prefer in my friendships that people do, like we were saying earlier, compliment each, like give the compliments, give the love, the affirmations, like the people are comfortable being, those who are comfortable with physical intimacy are comfortable with other people seeing them and not judging, like not really caring what other people think. I prefer a friendship that has that closeness and that comfort.
Using only your face, but not only use your face to describe, like just to describe it. Don't do an orgasm face. Use your face to describe.
Got it. Okay.
The best orgasm you ever had. This doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Go. What? Is this supposed to be good?
Can you describe it for the listeners?
Okay, she's cross-eyed and with those big eyes I mentioned earlier, and her tongue is kind of out. Okay, no, her tongue's like doing a loop-de-loop. It's like does anybody know what Schlitterbahn is? It's this water park in Texas. I feel like this is more an interpretation of what that feels like. Okay.
It's like a lot of in-out, you know?
What was your literary sexual awakening?
Oh, so I was a huge fan of kind of dirty novels when I was growing up and coming of age. Oh, yes. I read a lot of, I was really big fan of the Flowers in the Attic series.
Is that historical?
Oh, I'm deeply familiar.
Oh, Flowers in the Attic is not so historical. It's definitely.
I feel like you would like historical.
I would. Oh, well, there's
it's
one with
historical in incest porn.
Yes,
literature,
yeah. It's definitely it's pretty messed up because like kids get locked in the attic, and so their sexual awakenings with each other, brother and sister. Yeah. It's all kinds of messed up.
Is this for kids?
They're very rich.
Is this for kids to read?
No, it was more that
early.
Spoiler alert.
Okay. Okay.
He asked if there were 4. I'm telling him there's 3.
It was kind of my mom. So my dad was really okay with like violence and films and stuff like that, but really not okay with sex. And my mother was the opposite, where she was really not okay with violence, but really fine about sex. Mm-hmm. And I found like one of her dirty novels in the chest they had at the bottom of their bed.
And you're an only child.
Yeah.
So of course you wanted some brother porn.
Yeah, because I didn't know what having a brother was. So yeah, sure. I guess I didn't really understand how messed up it was.
That's
I didn't understand see it as really fucked up because it was, I didn't get it.
All bets are off on the show. We can talk about whatever the fuck we want. Okay, let's just keep that in mind. No insecurities. If you felt a way about a thing, especially when you're a kid, like yeah.
Good.
No judgment.
Oh,
I'm not
God.
yelling at you. I'm yelling at everyone. What kind of? Go ahead.
I just really wanted to just mention that my favorite dirty novel, actually, growing up, was about a ghost. It was about a writer who went to this like mansion in Scotland, and she was there to write, and she locked herself in, and then it's like every night he would appear, and he would get solid, like physically solid, and like solid, like every night. For
like hard,
and like real fleshy body, like but only for like an hour or two at the night, and so then they just like bang it out like a lot, and then she'd dissipate into the ether, and then she'd wake up and be like, "Where'd he go?"
Is this not what that Celine Dion music video is about?
I think it honestly could be.
All coming back to me now?
Yes, I have always connected those two in my brain. The imagery is very strong, but the weird part is it turns out he was like chopped up in the walls of the house, and eventually she finds his skeleton, but then she can like do
Did she
something.
Fuck the skeleton?
I don't remember. I think I probably would have remembered that.
Like I'm asking questions a 5-year-old.
He was Irish?
Does she have sex with the skeleton?
I believe it was Irish or Scottish, and it was it was about a writer.
Does the skeleton have a boner?
Oh, Mr. Bone Man got a boner.
Okay. What, Lucas? This is cool. This is a cool way to talk. Hey, everybody. I don't have a very good Bill Murray impression. My Bill Murray impression is just Bill Murray from Caddyshack, but today we're not doing an erotic Caddyshack. We're doing groundhog sex. No groundhogs were fucked in the writing of this. And we're doing duet narration, which duet narration is when two narrators are in a booth because they're doing the dialogue and the story simultaneously with each other, as opposed to dual narration, which is usually the standard where it's like, you do all your chapters and then the other narrator does all their chapters. But now that I've died so many times, I got to say, I think I want to be a good guy, and I want to be a good guy that gets a good girl, and I want my life back. Is that so much to ask? I'm a god.
You're a god.
I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think.
Because you survived a car wreck. You folks ready to order?
The waitress says. I have no time for pleasantries, unfortunately, and Rita has to know what's going on. Otherwise, how can I break this frickin' spell?